channel, and I am Denise, and this is Denise's Makeup Obsessions, and I am going to go over, as promised, a few of the SheGlam products that I recently got that I wanted to kind of do a quick review. I have a few thoughts on some of the products I got. I have been really excited about several of the SheGlam products, and there's a few I do have thoughts on. So let's get into it. First off, I wanted to go over the Do It All 2-in-1 eyeliner. This one I was interested in because of this little clear see-through kind of thing you can kind of see to do your eye, and the shape you can kind of stamp it. But while working with this, I found that this was like putting a Sharpie marker on your eye. So you can't, it doesn't glide, it's not smooth, you can't go across your eye like this. It's literally, you kind of have to stamp it down, and you have to like stamp across, and it didn't look good. It didn't feel good whatsoever on my eye. It kind of made a mess because I was trying to glide it across, and that just pulled and tugged at my eyelids, and that was just no. This is a no. I did not like this eyeliner, and I would not recommend it. It also had this remover side, and I mean, as soon as you touch it to the black on your eye, if you wanted to like fix a mistake or something, it just smeared the black all over, and then it got all over the little white cleaner, and it basically becomes useless very, very, very quickly. And it doesn't, you're better off just taking a small liner brush and dipping it in some makeup remover and removing your mistake that way than using this, because this is just going to make it worse. So I don't recommend this. I didn't like it. This is just, you don't want this on your eye. It was like exactly like a marker, like it tugged, and yeah, I'm not going to recommend that. The other two liners were these. These were better. These were more like little sponges. But the thing about these were, like, the yellow worked fantastic. I used it. It worked great. But it doesn't have the shaker thingies in it. So it dries up pretty quickly. And the white, I had issues. It seemed like it dried out. Let's see, it doesn't now, but like when I was putting it on my eye, it seemed like there would be like spots where it would kind of like get dry and then kind of tug or not work so well. And I feel like these are okay, but I don't think they're going to be the best, just because I feel like they will dry out very quickly, and then then they're kind of useless. I will keep trying with these. I mean, the yellow did work good. I had no issues with the yellow. The white seemed a little dry when I put it on my eye versus my hand. It just didn't want to glide. So there is that. Like, for example, this is my favorite liner. This is the Epic Ink by NYX, and it is a brush. It is actually a brush tip, which is really nice. I like the brush tips. And then, I don't know if you can hear that, there's like a little ball in there, and it kind of shakes it up, and it gets, when you shake it, it will get your ink to flow again if it's like kind of not wanting to flow as you glide it across your eye. Whereas these, you'll start to glide, and then the ink doesn't want to flow, and you can't really get it to flow. So there's that. Next, I want to go over, I did a Zodiac palette, the Loving Libra palette. That's what I have on my eye today. I used a white ColourPop liner just for a pop of color difference. And I will say so far, this is by far my least, this was one of my lesser favorite color stories of the 12 zodiac signs. And I've used 3 zodiac, this is my 4th zodiac palette I've used, and by far my least of favorite of the 4 based on color story and on quality. I did not like this green. I really struggled with it. It does not want to, like, I really had to build it up, as you can see, and it looks, well, I made a mistake on this eye and had to clean it and redo it, so that one's not as good, but I mean, it looks okay, but it was, I built it up and I wanted to have this intense green across my eye, and I wanted to like blow it out and like fade it out up my eye, and that was really hard to do. Like if I tried to fade it out, the color just faded away, not faded out. So it was not a great matte. I mean, it is a bright green, so I mean, it's not like it's the easiest color to formulate in eyeshadow. And then this shimmer was, I didn't like either. It seemed to, it didn't go on with a brush, so I used my finger, and I have it up here, and it seemed to go kind of hard pan kind of quickly. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of like a cream, but it just doesn't, it just wasn't the easiest to work with. And I don't know, it could have just been because I was trying to blend it with this, and this would blend away. And I just really struggled with those greens. I didn't really like how long it took. I don't like my eye look today. I just didn't like it. And this hot pink, I feel like would be quite similar. I only did it in the corner, and it did get pretty bright pretty quickly, but all I did was take a brush and kind of stamp it on there. So I didn't have to like cover my whole eye, but I feel like this pink would probably perform quite similar to this green. And then this shimmer formula was fine. I used that in here, and this I used a little bit under the eye. This seemed to perform pretty well. I didn't seem to have any issues with this color. This I did under my eye a little, just real close to my waterline. It was a small amount, so it was kind of, it did okay. Like, it did fine, and I didn't get a chance to use this color. So this palette, I would probably, I'm on the fence because I wanted to collect all 12 of these zodiac palettes, but this would be one I would, if I decide I don't need all 12 as a collection, which I probably at some point, I'm sure I will decide that, this will be a palette that I declutter. This was just not my favorite. I really didn't enjoy using it. I don't particularly like the look that I came up with it. It was a struggle, and I got frustrated. So I am so sorry if you are a Libra, and I didn't really care for this very much. So, almost knocked my camera over. Not the best so far. Not horrendous, not bad, especially because this is only a $6 palette. And if you like the color story and you really don't mind working a little bit, because you really did have to work with some of these colors, then yeah, and you wanted to collect it because it was your zodiac sign, then by all means, I say buy it. But, and the last one was the Mauve-olous palette I wanted to review real quick. This one I used like 3 times, and it performed very well. This color, again, was one of those kind of, I don't think I really like some of these creamy SheGlam shimmer formulas. They're just a little bit harder to work with. They're not, you can use your finger to put them on, but they're not as foiled and intense as a lot of the cream shimmer formulas that, you know, are like a foil and they go on very intensely. These kind of go on, remind me like if you're using a shimmer that is, you would put on very easily with a brush, kind of like an older formula type shimmer, only you have to use your finger and you can't. I'm so sorry. I think a weather alert just came through on my phone. So, yeah, so these aren't my favorite. They work and you can use your finger and they work and, you know, that's fine. But I feel like the outcome that the result you get from this could have been the result you get from the shimmers that you can use a brush with, and you can't really use a brush with these, so take it how you want. But the mattes work really, really good, and some of the shimmers are fantastic, and I had, you know, they're a lot more pigmented and foiled and very pretty, and these were very easy to blend with and work with, and I thought this was a nice palette, and for only being, I think it was $7, I think for $7, it is definitely worth the value of $7. So I think this was a pretty good palette. I wouldn't call it my favorite palette, and I wouldn't say it's my favorite formula, but for the price, and the color story and the amount of shadows you get, it is, I would say yes, I would recommend it. I did like this shadow, or this palette. So that is it for SheGlam products that I have for review today, or my thoughts and opinions on them. Let me know if you have any questions, put comments in below, and yeah, I'll get back to you. All right, bye.